Hey there, everyone. Welcome to A Slice of Life with Kelly and John. Today, we're going to do something a little different. Um, we're going to do a quiz. John is a huge Beatles fan, and I'll let you tell everybody about that and how it started and all that. And then we're going to do a quiz. I'm going to quiz him on Beatles trivia, and we're going to give him a grade. And so, if you're in the audience and you want to take the quiz too, write down the answers and keep track of how many you get correct.
There you go.
So, how did this happen, John? How did you
How
become
did
such
this
a
happen? Well, it was Sunday night around 8 o'clock on February 9th, 1964. Uh,
okay?
Now you have to remember, besides just loving the sound of the songs that we were hearing on AM radio, and let's remember this, folks. AM radio was about the size of our phones, as far as this way. They were a little thicker because you had to put a 9-volt battery in it, and you had like a 2 inch or a 2.5 inch speaker to hear this great historic music come out of. And your home TV wasn't much better. You had your little, 15, 17-inch black and white TV
Mhm.
with maybe a 4-inch speaker in it and rabbit ears. So you had to hope that the signal came through well enough. Uh,
I don't think you're old enough for black and white TV. When did color TV come out?
NBC had the first black and color broadcast in 1964. It was the Johnny
Really?
Carson
Okay.
show. Yes.
Okay.
And so this was February of 64, and the Ed Sullivan show was certainly in still in black and white. So anyway, you have to remember that I by that time, for about 2.5 years, I was already a studied musician. I had started learning the guitar, not just simple chords or notes or playing Red River Valley. I was fortunate that my early teachers taught me to read music and play the guitar uh, in a very educated way. I always talk about how, by the time I was about 12 years old, I was playing arpeggios where the average kid who played the guitar couldn't spell arpeggio. But the point is, so I just loved it. And then when they came on the screen, obviously two things happened. I was just probably sitting on the floor, maybe that far away from them. And where the average kid was in awe of what they were seeing, the first thing that I looked at was their fingers. I was, instead of listening to the
Um,
song or watching the girls scream, I was going, oh, look, it's a C sharp minor, or it's
oh wow.
an A seventh, or, look, he's playing a diminished chord. Nobody plays diminished chords. And so that's what I dug, you know? And then the second thing, of course, was the screaming girls. That was just like when John Lennon said that he had gone to see Elvis Presley in a movie, and when he came on the screen, all the girls went nuts, and he said, that looks like a good job. I sort of felt I sort of felt the exact same thing. So over the years, again, even though I got caught up in the Beatlemania, I also bought all of the music books and, learned the music of what they were doing. And I saw that they were not your typical three-chord Louie Louie type of band, even though they did have a lot of three-chord songs. They played them in a very unique way. So, and then of course, I sort of, the girls all latched on to Paul and George, and I just got right into John Lennon. He was my focal point. Everything that he wrote, everything, every the way he played, and as we all got older, his beliefs and I sort of went along with one another. I mean,
Peace. World
so
peace, right?
that was it.
Yes. Yeah.
You know.
Yep. That's
So
great.
I've always been a Beatle fan, and then when I moved to LA, and after I was there for about a year and a half, 2 years, Chris Carter became the DJ for Breakfast with the Beatles. He inherited that job, and Chris and I met at a party at at Pamela DeBarra's house. And Chris and I met, and we're both from New Jersey. Chris, was from Wayne, and I was from Hudson and Bergen County, and we got along very well. So over the years, I would often be on Chris's show, and now he does the Sirius XM and the Breakfast with the Beatles show in LA on Sunday mornings. And we communicate. As a matter of fact, I got a text from him just the other day. So Chris and I, we used to play with a group of other people in LA. We would get together and play Beatles Trivial Pursuit. And,
Um,
Chris wasn't allowed to play. He would just be the MC. He would be
okay.
the person who would ask the questions. And we would have great times doing that.
Okay.
So, go ahead, Kelly, hit me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be the MC. You're gonna give me the answers,
Okay.
questions, trivia questions. Okay.
And I could, I could get things wrong, folks. There you go.
We'll see. We'll see how much of a Beatles fan you are.
You all right. Go
All right.
ahead.
What was the Beatles' original band name before they became the Beatles?
Well, they were the Silver Beatles. And John Lennon had the Quarrymen. Uh,
Ding, ding, ding. The Quarrymen.
okay, yeah. They see that the
You got it.
Beatles were never the Quarrymen.
Okay.
Okay, John, and then he brought Paul in, and then a short time later, all that changed. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
So I
Well,
got
I
to
got
know.
these questions from Chat GPT, so they always
Okay,
say check,
what does that
make
know?
sure. Okay, number two. So you got one right. Which Beatles album was the last one they recorded together, though not the last one they released?
Abbey Road.
Yep, you got two right. Okay. Who was the drummer for the Beatles before
Pete
Ringo
Best.
Starr joined the
Pete
band?
Best.
Pete
Do I
Best.
get do I get 2 points if I answer before you
Before
complete
I
the
finish the
question?
question, we'll see how it tallies up.
Okay.
Um, okay, what year did the Beatles officially break up?
Officially, I believe it was 1970.
Yeah, you got
Uh,
it.
Yeah.
You know your stuff. Okay, which Beatles song was the first to hit number one on the US charts?
I want to hold your hand.
Yes, you got five out of, we're gonna ask
The
15
B
questions.
side was I saw her standing there.
Oh, geez. You do know your Beatles stuff. Okay. What's the name of the Beatles animated film released in 1968?
Yellow Submarine.
Yes. I think I might have even known that one. That might be the only one I could answer. Okay, which Beatles member was the first to release a solo album?
Well, you see that's interesting. The first to release a solo album, technically, uh, George put out an electronic album while they were still together, but realistically, most people will say it was Paul McCartney and the McCartney album.
Okay, you do know your stuff because George
Electronic
in
music,
1968, so that's while they were
Wonder,
still together.
yeah, okay,
So
yeah,
Wonderwall music, I guess it was called.
Wonderwall, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so you got it. Um, who was the Beatles' longtime producer, often called the fifth Beatle?
George Martin.
Yeah, you got it. Well, this is just not any fun. I'm not catching you on anything. I'm gonna have to let me see here. Um, okay. Which Beatles album features a famous crosswalk on its cover?
Abbey Road.
Yep.
You can't at the
Yeah.
same. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. What city in England were all four Beatles originally from?
Liverpool.
Yeah. Which Beatles song begins with the lyrics? This is easy. I would have gotten this one too. Which Beatles song begins with the lyrics, Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away?
You can't start that with the title of the song, Yesterday,
Yeah.
which actually started as Scrambled Eggs,
Well,
when
the funny
he
thing is,
originally
when I
wrote
went
that.
into Chat GPT, I said, give me 15 Beatles tribute questions. And so it lists the 15 questions. And I'm sitting there staring at him. I'm like, I don't know the answers. And then it pops up and says, would you like the answers too? And I'm like, yes, give me the answers. It was pretty
Okay,
helpful.
so there you go. Yesterday
Yeah. Yes.
started life as a song called Scrambled Eggs.
Ah, okay. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
there you go.
Okay, number 12. Who introduced the Beatles to meditation and the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi? I don't know if I said Mahesh Yogi.
Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who introduced
The
them,
Beatles to meditation and the
the
yogi.
Maharishi.
Yeah.
Okay, who introduced them? I I would say it was George.
Yeah.
Not
And
yeah,
you
yeah.
would be right.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I was, okay, because I thought like maybe it was somebody outside the
Yeah.
Beatles who
No, it was George.
introduced it.
It says
Yeah, it
that
was
they all four
definitely George.
studied with him. So, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the name of the record label founded by the Beatles in
Apple.
1958? Yep, Apple
Apple.
Records. Which Beatles single was the first to be released on their Apple Records label?
Hey Jude, Revolution was on the B side. That was the Beatles single. Prior to that, they also released some other singles from other acts like Mary Hopkins, James Taylor, Jackie Lomax, blah, blah, blah.
Yep, yep, yep. Hey Jude.
Yeah.
It sounds like their B-sides were hits too.
Oh, you see, that was the
They
thing
didn't
about the
have bad
Beatles,
songs.
on one single, you had Strawberry Fields, and on the B side was Penny Lane.
Yeah,
They
wow.
they didn't skimp, and the thing is, they didn't know they were classic songs. They were
Really?
just pounding out songs. These people, sorry, musicians today. You have unlimited tracks, yet it still takes you 2.5 years to release an album. Okay. The Beatles had to release 2.5 albums a year, 5 albums in 2 years,
Wow.
plus tour the world twice in 2 years.
Wow.
Okay. Plus make two movies in 2 years. And they wrote songs that are classics that have lasted
Even now.
through the test of time. Okay. And like I was going to say, they did it all on 4 track. Okay. They didn't get to an 8 track until the White Album. And even on the White Album, they kept things to a minimum. So there you go.
Yeah, that's
It
what
was,
makes them so special. They just had that magic thing.
absolutely, and it was George Martin. It was George Martin and the very few engineers that he used that were very experimental
Okay.
and got what the Beatles were trying to do. So go ahead. What else you got?
All right, the last question. At their
Uh-oh.
famous final rooftop concert in 1969, what London building did the Beatles perform on top of?
The Apple Studios.
Yes, Apple Core headquarters, Seville Row. Okay,
Yeah,
you got an
right.
A plus. You got
Okay. Oh,
100%.
wow, an A plus. Okay,
You
I
didn't
could
miss
live
any.
with
Very
that.
good, very impressive.
Okay.
I thought
That
I'd
was
catch him on a couple of these, maybe.
God. Those
No.
are those are, pretty much. Yeah. Why don't you go on ChatGPT right now and
Okay.
ask for 10 very difficult Beatle trivia questions. Let's see what ChatGPT
Okay.
thinks is very difficult. And for the amusement of our audience, where I could actually screw this up. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay, hit me.
Which Beatles song holds the record for the most officially released versions by the band due to its multiple takes and variations appearing on different albums and releases? Oh, I need the answers.
Oh, wow. Which song? Oh, I'll go with Love Me Do.
Okay, we finally got you. Thank you, Chat GPT. No, it's Revolution. It appeared as Revolution 1, Revolution 9, and the single
Yeah.
version, Revolution.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yes, those were final mix. I thought you meant various mixes of the same song. Okay.
Okay.
I'll
I don't
I'll
know what
take
I
that.
meant. Just Chat
Okay.
GPT told me.
Okay, that's okay. I
Okay.
I didn't get it right.
And you
That's all.
already know the answer to this one because you already told me what was the working title for the song yesterday before Paul McCartney finalized the
Scrambled,
lyrics.
scrambled eggs. There you
Yes.
go.
Which Beatles track is the only officially released song credited to Lennon, McCartney, Starkey?
Don't pass me by, I think.
The officially released song credited to Lennon, McCartney. Who's Starkey? What's Starkey?
Ringo. That's Ringo's real last name. Wow, that's a trivia question for
Yeah.
you.
Okay, so you get an extra point for that. That makes up for the one you missed. No, what goes on from Rubber Soul?
Oh God, I hate.
Okay. Who was
Uh,
the first non-Beatle musician to receive an official performance credit on a Beatles recording?
Billy Preston.
Okay, it says Tony Sheridan credited on My Bond
Oh
with
God,
his
I mean,
Tony
come on,
Sheridan
that was
Beat Brothers.
before they were
But
even.
but though officially in the Beatles catalog, it's often said that Billy Preston
There you
was the
go.
first to be formally.
Yeah, no, but because Tony Sheridan, they backed him up. He didn't do anything with them. They were his backup band. They were contracted to be, it was his hit record, not theirs. You
Okay.
know.
Well, you
Okay.
got it
And it
right
was
because then you said Billy Preston
Billy Preston, yeah,
formally
but
credited him. It's like,
realistically, we all knew that prior to that, Eric Clapton, Billy Preston played on the Let It Be recordings, and then on some of the Abbey Road recordings. But on the White Album, George brought in Eric Clapton to play the guitar on While My Guitar Gently Weeps. There you go. Did you know
okay.
that
I knew
on
none
that
of that.
solo?
No,
Okay, it was that
I
was
didn't know Eric
Clapton.
Clapton played with them. I never knew that.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. What unusual instrument did George Harrison play on the track Norwegian Wood?
Sitar,
This bird has flown, marking one of
sitar,
the first uses of the instrument in Western pop music.
sitar.
The sitar. Okay, yeah, that's it. During the famous rooftop concert in January 1969, which song did the Beatles attempt to perform multiple times because of technical and performance issues?
Wow, I don't know. Because they did a few of them a few times. I'll just take a shot and say, get back.
It says, Don't Let Me Down.
Don't let me down. I was gonna say that, but I figured, nah, I should have went with my first instinct. I did not know that they
Okay.
had multiple. I knew that they recorded a couple of the songs a few times just to get a better take. I didn't know that there were technical problems. Okay, there you go. Good.
Okay. Which Beatles song is rumored to contain a hidden reference to Paul McCartney's supposed death in the Paul is dead conspiracy theory due to its backward audio or cryptic lyrics?
Uh, jeez.
A hidden reference to Paul McCartney's
Yeah,
supposed
yeah,
death.
I know, I know. I'm very Paul. Is that in Strawberry Fields?
Mm-mm.
Um, Cryptic, not a day in the life.
It says the
No.
mumbling at the end sounds like Paul is dead, man. Miss him, miss him.
Okay. Yeah, no, that was oh,
I don't think I've heard of this song.
it was it I'm so tired or something?
Yep,
Yeah?
yep.
Okay. No, see, that's just silly bullshit.
Yeah, that's conspiracy
You
theory.
know, you know.
Okay. Which Beatles album was the first rock album to win the Grammy Award for Album of the Year?
You know, I as terrible as it's wow. I'd like to think it was Abbey Road, but for some reason, something's telling me it was Let It Be. I don't know. Go ahead.
Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band,
Of course, of course.
1967.
Yes, yes, the historic. How, geez, geez.
Okay,
Yeah,
you slipped a
yeah.
little bit there.
No, that's okay. This is great stuff.
What was the name of the German club in Hamburg where the Beatles played some of their earliest shows in 1960 and where they were first discovered by a larger audience?
Well, there was the Kit Kat Club and the Kaiser Keller.
Mm,
Either one of those?
it says the Indra Club, but in
In,
parentheses, though they
oh,
became best known at the Kaiser Keller and the
yeah,
Star Club later. So
yeah, okay.
Kaiser Keller is where they became best known.
Okay. There you go.
Which Beatles song did Frank Sinatra famously and incorrectly call the greatest love song of the past 50 years, even though he misattributed its authorship?
Right. He says it was Lennon and McCartney's greatest song, Something, which was actually written by George Harrison.
That's the whole story.
But
Yep.
nobody in Sinatra's orchestra had the balls to tell him he was wrong. No, Frank, you're wrong. Yeah, bye.
If you say so. Okay. I would say that's a very, very good job. And I took away your plus sign, but you got an A still. Um,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, there were some
no,
things
I think you did great. I wouldn't know. I
I
might have
mean,
known two of
if
those.
you said the title, if the first one was the song with the title with three different titles or something, but I'm mistaken that. But yeah, definitely Revolution. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah,
So okay,
I never paid
so
attention to.
now
Hmm?
we have to determine what do we question you with the next time?
I'm
What
not
do
good with
we
trivia. I'm
No,
really
well, yeah, but what were you into when you were younger? Like I was with the Beatles. I mean, it wasn't trivia until somebody started asking questions. It's just knowledge that
that
we
kind
have.
of pop stuff. I never like. I love Hall and Oates. Daryl Hall is my favorite. His voice just,
Oh,
but I don't know anything about them. I don't know
but
any
you
of the
don't know
Beatles.
anything about them. Okay, no. What did you grow up knowing about?
Barbie dolls, my Barbies. I played Barbies. And even them, like I don't know all the new ones, and I
No,
don't
no,
know.
but I can ask you trivia questions about,
I don't know the trivia about them.
Bobby from the 60s and 70s or
I don't
something.
know. I just played with my dolls. You know what? Well, the one thing I used to do though is I would take my clothes and I had a little needle and thread and make Barbie's clothes. And I would watch Cher. Cher's another. I'm a huge fan of Cher. And I would watch her, Sonny and Cher, and I would make clothes that looked like Cher's that were kind of risque.
Well, she
For
was,
my
but
Barbie dolls.
that was like Bob Mackie
Yeah,
stuff. He was
yeah.
her designer.
I love that woman. I love her to this day. I love her
Okay,
attitude and
maybe we should we'll
Cher.
do a share
I don't know any trivia about her though either. I never really paid. I mean, maybe this I worked with for many years and was close friends with one of the guys she dated for a long time and lived with. But that's the only thing I know. I know
We're
him,
not going to
Rob,
talk about him. Okay. I
um,
don't know. You're going to have to
and
come up with
Sonny.
something. But folks, thank you a lot for
Yeah. And now we all know that I'm very boring and don't know anything, but John is an expert on the Beatles.
but I love her the way she interviews, and as we've always laughed about, I am the eye candy here on the show, and she
You
is the
are, you
great
are.
interviewer. So there we go. So thank you, Kelly, for
Well, and thank
putting
you.
this
I think
together.
you're an awesome conversationalist and an awesome guy all around. So,
Thank
um,
you.
we enjoy doing this together. So anyway, now you know more about the Beatles than you ever wanted to know, right?
And yeah, and more about me knowing about the Beatles.
Yeah, and John knows it. So, all right,
Have
everyone,
a
take care.
great day, folks. Ciao.
All views expressed in this video belong to Kelly Nicholson, John D'Amore, and guests. These discussions do not represent the opinions of any entity whatsoever with which they have been affiliated now or will be in the future. The opinions expressed are solely theirs, and since they are critically thinking human beings, these views are subject to change, subject to revision, and subject to rethinking at any time. These conversations are not meant to be taken as advice and are only for the purpose of entertainment. All statements may be based on hearsay and not necessarily valid proof of any claims in this video. It is not our intention to teach or advise on any topic. Unless otherwise noted, all photos are public domain. Thanks for watching A Slice of Life with Kellie and John.